Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Quick video. Yesterday it was when United played against the Spanish team. I can't remember who they are, but anyway, they're not one of the biggest Spanish teams, certainly. But they had to win by 2 goals in order to be top, so they wouldn't have to play the top teams from the Champions League who fell down, like Barcelona, Juventus, Ajax, and Atletico Madrid for the next stage of the Europa. And that would be an extra game for the team, and they're quite short of players really. Anyway, they won 1-0, so they failed in the task. The task was to win by 2 goals. They didn't do it. The manager played Bruno Fernandes, who is a central midfielder on the right wing. One of the young right wingers, Elanga, hasn't been performing, so obviously the manager preferred a central midfield player on the right wing, someone who's not a winger in any way, shape or form. Knowing that the team that they're playing against, was it Sociedad? I think it's Sociedad. But they would come and attack, so United need to counter-attack. And they went with a much slower, less skillful right winger because the manager can't trust the right winger. Well then, instead of after the game admitting we failed, we've got to learn from this. Yeah, we're struggling to score more than one goal in games far too often, and we've got to improve upon that. They did a video trying to focus on the positives. And the fact they won the game, they didn't concede. So, okay. My thoughts when I saw that is, and the church has taken its way of doing things from football players who foul miserably, but can't take criticism, so therefore they look for the positives in an utter foul. And we have a church that does things exactly the same. Now, as a sort of United fan, I couldn't care less what the players are doing now. I'm beyond that now. I'm beyond caring about that anymore. It only bothers me now from the point of view you've got a lot of fans of the club who do buy into these players and into their BS. And the point of it is, looking for positives when you failed miserably is the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do in so many ways. You need to take the hit and learn from it. The problem is neither the church nor top professional football players or top clubs are able to do that nowadays because people are so incredibly weak and so pathetic. They can't handle the truth that they failed. They can't handle that. They're too incapable. Like Rashford came out, and to me, what he said, he should have got slaughtered for it. He really should. He came out and said last season he didn't play very well. Mentally, he wasn't there last season. Well, excuse me, sunshine, you get paid over £200,000 a week to go and play football. That's your bloody job, and you can't be there for it. You get paid enough money where you should have your own psychologist to help you to get your mental state there. We as fans could all see you weren't there. You were still taking home your wage packet, weren't you? To me, at the end of last season, he should have stepped down from Man United completely because, even that point, when he said that, he never said, look, I'm so incredibly sorry to the fans. I let them down miserably. None of that. There was no apology to the people that have paid their well-earned money to go and watch him. It was everyone saying, oh, poor Rashford, he had a hard time last season. Yeah, so did most of the bloody fans. Those people that paid hard money to go and see the team, to support them, to buy the shirts that are getting more and more expensive so that your wages can be paid. Yet they've had tough lives as well. All of that just disgusts me, all of it. And the fact that that's in the church, that's why I've said, I've said to God, when I left that Pentecostal church, I was driving past, I just said to God, Father, let the devil do whatever he wants for that church. Bring that church to the point where it's completely and utterly on its knees, where the people are going in there in sackcloth and covering themselves in ashes, where they are that desperate for you. Then they're ready. But all the while there's a comfortable church and the consequences are not coming onto the church, they will never be ready. The same as football players. Football players will not make sure their mental state is where it should be for the season unless they're losing out. If they're losing money, if they get sacked by the club because they're not performing, same as anyone else in any other walk of life. If you've got a job and you're not performing, you lose your job. If that happened with footballers, bet your bottom dollar, their mental state would be up there all the time. They would make sure with their wages they would employ the right people to help them. There's no motivation to do it if you're still going to pay them, is there? Because there's no pride in these people at all. As I say, in Rashford, he should have been in tears saying that he's sorry for the fans and the way that his performance last year didn't justify his wages and didn't justify him being at this club. He should have been horrified at the idea that his mental state wasn't quite there. And admitting that should have brought him to tears. It didn't. Really, he's a Manchester lad. He's been a fan of this club and he's able to play for this club. Last year, he played incredibly poorly. And he's now saying it's because of his mental state. He should be horrified at that. But he isn't. Same as the people in church aren't horrified at what they're giving. In football, the fans pay for their tickets. In church, your sins were paid for. What are you giving back? Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? There you go. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.